Well, hello again, folks. Here we are again with another interview. It's a returning guest. It's Adam Richards, the guy behind the Illusion YouTube channel. Welcome again to the show, Adam. How are you doing tonight?
Thank you. Just one thing, mate. I didn't really tell you last time. My name's Adam Edwards.
Is it?
Adam Richards works for me. Adam Richards is.
How have I picked it up? I don't know.
I don't know where Adam Richards came from. I thought the first time, I thought, okay, fair enough. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, it's Adam Edwards. But if you want me to be Adam Richards, I'll be Adam Richards.
No, I don't. You should have corrected me the first time. You should have said, "Oi, cunt, what are you up to?" The photo was bad enough. Never mind the fucking.
You know, don't you? You give me a shocking photo in the first one, and then now you're calling me by the wrong.
Was it right in the first one? Was I calling you Edwards in the first one?
No, you said Adam Richards. You said Adam Richards.
You should have told me about that the first time. You should have told me that the first time as well.
My bad. I'll take responsibility, mate. I'll take responsibility.
No, it's mine. I'm not a professional, as my audience know. So anyway, maybe that's it. Anyway, so it's not the evening where I am. You're in Mexico, yeah?
Yeah, I just came back from breakfast. I had a late breakfast, and it's about, what time is it now? 12 o'clock, 12:02.
Right, so basically,
beautiful day outside. We were fortunate. We just avoided a hurricane. You know, there's been the hurricanes in New Orleans and all over the US.
Yeah.
Where I live, we were supposed to get hit pretty bad, but we avoided it. It's hurricane season. It pretty much ends the end of October. We avoided it. It's all good, beautiful today. I'll be hitting the beach tomorrow and Saturday. My friend's coming over, which is, well, he's not my friend. This is super strange. So, you know, I have the Patreon account.
Yeah.
And there's a guy called Sparley who's on my Patreon. I don't know him. I only know one person on my Patreon, actually know them. And he messaged me and said, Illusion, you live in Mexico, don't you? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm in La Paz. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I'm in La Paz. I was like, I live in Cabo. He's like, what? Because La Paz is like an hour and a half drive from Cabo.
That's very close to Mexico.
It's amazing. So I'm going to meet this guy tomorrow on Saturday, and a few of my friends said, be careful about him. He might be a Jesuit. He might want to kill you. I'm going to trust him. He seems like a good guy. So we'll see how it goes. It should be fun. Go for a few drinks, chill out.
Quite a lot of your Patreon supporters actually help you in the work as well, don't they?
It's amazing. It's what I say on YouTube as well. Like every time I post a video, there's more and more people understanding this knowledge and comprehending this knowledge, and they'll leave a comment to expand on what I said, or they'll say, hey, can you look into this? This is really interesting. I'm like, whoa, that is interesting. And then I'll spend 30 minutes to an hour decoding it, and if I think it's really interesting, I'll do a video on it and get it out there, because I feel at this point I have to just keep putting out content. Do you know what I mean? Like seeing how it all flows perfectly from day to day and how it all syncs up. You can't go a few days without posting content. And the issue with this is every day there's something in the mainstream that's complete and utter bullshit. So I've always got something to be decoding. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's politics, if it's a natural disaster, if it's professional sports, whatever it is, there's some bullshit in the media. Because that's what the mainstream is. It's bullshit, it's lies, it's to keep your frequencies down. And it's where most people get their information from. And that's why the masses in general all think and act and believe in the same way. Because they're pretty much programmed to behave the way they behave. So I would tell people to get rid of your TV. Television, that's what it is. Television programs you and all of that stuff. So yeah, I got rid of all my TVs. No interest at all in watching TV. I don't watch sport either unless I'm decoding it in play, win money for myself and people. So I don't watch it for enjoyment. Business.
Yeah, basically it's all pish. Basically, a lot of people can't see me, so I'm just going to close my thing down and pop back up, put my camera on again.
I want to see you. You're a handsome chap.
You can't see me either, no?
No, I can't see you. I just see a blue screen.
Give me 2 seconds.
Hopefully he comes back. There we go.
Aye, can you see me now?
Now I can see you.
Right. Aye, so yeah, basically these numbers and stuff is like I actually was talking about you. I've just posted a clip on my Facebook page and briefly mentioned Gematria and your YouTube channel during my Edinburgh show, and I was basically saying that all politics and football is theatre, it's scripted, and it's quite
bread and circus, mate. It's bread and circus, like in the Roman times. That's all it is. It's just a little bit more professional now.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how I see it. Obviously, it's just there for entertainment to keep people. Quite a lot of truthers are still actually into their football as well, quite passionately.
It's hard. It's hard. Like the biggest thing it does is distract you. Like weapon of mass distraction. The media, professional sports, politics, whatever it may be, is to distract you from the bigger things that are going on. So, for example, Ronaldo's probably going to make his debut for Man United 9/11, which I called weeks ago. I said, but I bet he makes his debut on 9/11. We know all about 9/11. And if something major goes down in the world on that day, what are people going to be talking about? Ronaldo's debut, where he's probably going to score. That's all they'll talk about, and it sucks. So it's when you've grown up loving professional sports or loving Hollywood or believing in politics, it's super hard to accept that you've been lied to or deceived. That's the hardest thing for people. It was tough for me. It took me months to be like, no way, I can't accept this. Like, I've given so much of my life and energy and passion to X, Y, and Z, and it was all in the name of deception. But you've got to push through that, and I just don't believe many people are willing to do it. And I just think the more stuff I put out there, which for me is so concrete, especially when I'm predicting many things, like I'm not just decoding what happened in the past. I'm saying this is going to go down this way, and it often does. But when you go, people remember that. That's the unfortunate thing with this. It's not concrete. I can't call everything, but I call so much where people should at least acknowledge what I'm doing. They don't have to 100% commit to it, but at least be like, wow, geez, he did say this, and this, and it happened.
But to me, even if we don't do it before it, even just the numbers after it that you put together is quite, a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's so easy to do it afterwards. It really, 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 really isn't. It's easier. I said that in the last one. It's easier, but to post decode like after an event, it's still not easy.
Here's the thing that I still can't get my head around. So you've just done a video recently on Ronaldo, and he scored 2 goals in the last 6 minutes.
No, 7. They are 7.
Right. Okay. So he's been on the last minute of normal time, and then the 6th minute of.
Yeah, he scored in the 89th and the 96th, and 96 minus 89 is 7. So. And there's all this big debacle about, is CR7 going to get the number 7? And then Daniel James, the little Jesuit who wears number 21, conveniently leaves for Leeds United, and Cavani wears 21 for Uruguay. So now the 21s come available. And in the year of 2021, the year when Messi, Ramos, and Ronaldo all leave at the same time and nobody questions it. So there's a chance that, obviously, Cavani will take the 21. People won't say anything. They'll go, well, that's his number for Uruguay. And Ronaldo's Mr. CR7. So there was a chance that Ronaldo could have got the 28, though, because 28 is the 7th triangular number. And it's also a perfect number in Gematria. And it's the sum of 56, which is an enormous number. Like Manchester equals 56. It's an enormous number, 56. So looks like he's getting the number 7. If he doesn't get the 7, he's going to get the 28. And that was his first ever number, 28, when he was playing for Sporting. Okay. Also, when he made his debut for Portugal, he wore the number 17 shirt, and 17 is the 7th prime. So 7's just so connected to him when you understand prime numbers and triangular numbers, Fibonacci numbers. And it's a lot to take in because we don't learn it at school. We don't learn that level of math. We learn bullshit math at school, unfortunately, that we don't really need, like about algebra and all of that 1 in 500 people actually will use when they get a job. But basically, letters and numbers, they connect, and it's magical, and we've never been taught about it. I had to learn it myself when I was like 33. I know 33 is a big number, but that's how old I was when I learned all of this knowledge. Been doing it now for 2 years, and I get better every day because I persevered. When I got called nuts, crazy, every negative comment you can expect, I continued with it because I just knew. I knew in my soul it was something. And there was a few people supported me. My sister always supported me. from day one, a few other people, but a lot of other people, are you okay, Adam? What's wrong? Are you having a meltdown? Like, you don't watch football anymore? What's this all about? I was like, no, I don't. No interest. But more and more people are waking up to it now, which is fantastic. And I focus on the people who care rather than those who don't or who don't understand it. But with Ronaldo, mate, the big thing with him breaking that record yesterday, to get 111 goals in Gematria, like the name of the Pope, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, that's Pope Francis, who is the head of the Society of Jesus, who run all the show. They own all the professional franchises. They own Hollywood. They own everything, mate. Everything that you can imagine, they own. And his name equals 111. Okay, Mario Bergoglio. I said Ronaldo's probably going to make his second debut for United on 9/11, and 9/11 on the calendar leaves 111 days left in the year. And Ronaldo, see the score with Portugal, Ireland, it finished 2-1, another 21 in 2021. The Jesuit order equals 201. 21 is a huge number, mate. 3 times 7 gets you 21. 73, which is the reflection of that, is the 21st prime number. That's why Tom Brady went 7-3 in Super Bowls in 2021. All this stuff. So, and it was an 815 connection. So the Society of Jesus were formed August the 15th, 1534. Again, that's why there's been so many 34s this year. 34-year-old Messi won the Copa America in his 34th Copa America game. That was the final. Italy went 34 games undefeated. Giannis in the NBA won the MVP and won the NBA, whereas number 34, born on the 340th day of the year. But with the 815, you have the Society of Jesus being formed on 815. And in 2020, Kobe died January the 26th day of 2020. And 8 months and 15 days later, LeBron and the Lakers won the NBA. Remember, the Society of Jesus were founded on 815. And they, like I've said to you before, they won it on National Father-Daughter Day. Kobe and Gianna, his daughter, died the same year. And just so you know, the Lakers won Game 6 to win the NBA. And it was on November the 10th. And in Gematria, that's 11-10, but 0 has no value, so it's 1-1-1 when they won that. And it was Game 6. And if you add up 15 plus 8, it gets you 23, and that's LeBron James's number. That's why MJ wore 23. Everyone's like, why did Michael Jordan wear 23? Because the Society of Jesus was established 8-15. 8 plus 15 is 23. It's like LeBron's wearing number 6 this year. I've done a whole decode on that as well. And for me, the Lakers will be winning the NBA, and he's going to go 5-6 again for that 56 number. Super Bowl 56 is coming up in 2022. It's Super Bowl 56 on the 44th day of the year. How old's Tom Brady? The guy's 44. Nobody questions. If he gets there again for the 11th time, nobody will say anything. He's the GOAT, is the greatest. And by the way, when they call these people the GOATs, it's the Baphomet. It's not the greatest of all time. It's the Baphomet. They worship Lucifer, all of these people, and people can't accept it because they've been tricked. They've got these big smiles, and they know what to say, when to say it, how to present themselves. They're all trained. These athletes at the highest level, they're trained. Like, they do interviews where they get trained.
I know some people have been involved in kind of lower levels of football, and they would probably think it's all legit and stuff, you know, but then some players get pulled from these bottom leagues, and not very often these days, but more in the past, I guess, and they would go to a top team.
Like Vardy. Jamie Vardy is the best example.
So
the guy who went from like the 8th division to playing for his country and being the top goal scorer in the Premier League, and nobody questions it. Nobody questioned Leicester winning the Premier League in 2016, the year where Kobe retired. And 216, like 2016, 6 times 6 times 6 gets you 216. Fox in Pythagorean numerology gets you 666. F is 6, O is 60, X is 600, 666. Leicester called the Foxes. Kobe Bryant had a 666 training workout, if you look into that. And another connection with Lester and Kobe, how did Lester's chairman die? In a helicopter accident, just like Kobe. It's all perfectly synced. It's disturbing. And again, if you know anything about football and you don't question Leicester City winning the Premier League with that horrific team, they were the second favourites to get relegated, and they win the league by, I think, 10 points, and nobody says shit. It winds me up. But again, in 2016, I questioned it a little bit, but I didn't know anything about this. So I was like, because we all love an underdog story, don't we? We get taken in. We love a Disney story. We love the underdog winning. So that's how people saw it, without really using critical thinking. Like, how on earth did like Leicester go to Man City and pound them 5-2, whatever it was? It didn't make any sense. I started questioning stuff then. I was like, something not right about this. It didn't sit right with me. But now I know rigged. It's all by a code. I don't know if all the players know, but I think the elite ones do, and the coaches definitely know at the highest level. Lower level, I don't really know if much is going on, or if we live in some sort of matrix and it is what it is. And people don't even know about it. It just is what it is. It's all by a code on that specific day, and these things go down, and there's nothing we can do about it. But again, you've got me, guy. You've got this Yorkshire lad who's learned gematria, predicted all these things. I'm not part of a cult, a secret society. I've not played professional. I was close, but I didn't. And so I've not been part of this community and learned this knowledge. I've learned this myself. So you're telling me these high-level celebrities don't know anything about this? And I've learned it. And the stuff I'm doing is honestly pretty mind-blowing at times. And you're going to tell me these people don't have a clue about this code and this system, and I know about it? No, I'm not having it. It's all perfect, mate. And by the way, Ronaldo scored 208 days after his recent birthday. 208, like 28, the seventh triangular. 208, perfect. What a perfect time to do it, eh? Against Ireland. Ireland equals 45. They scored the opening goal after 45 minutes. And the word ritual equals 45. And IHS, which is the Society of Jesus, equals 45. It just goes on. They love nines, mate. Anything that adds up to 9, 45, 81, 54, 72. Anything with 9. I think that's why 9/11 was in September. They love that number 9. It's supposed to be the number of completion, but I don't know, to be honest. People say 7 is as well, because there's 7 days in a week. But I've been reading a lot about 9 being the number of complete. I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I think we talked about Paul McCartney briefly, and the second Paul McCartney, his was number 9, and the first one was number 6, and they use the number 11 a lot as well. And
yeah, the master. What about in Afghanistan? Did you see it? Can I talk about this stuff or not?
Yeah.
Well, did you see the plane, which didn't even look like a legit plane, and it had 1109 written on the plane?
Yeah, it's a bit
that's
obvious.
That's the 11th of September. It's so obvious. And when you add up all the single digits that they have on that, because there was like a 1109, there was a 62. I can't remember the other numbers, but when you add up all those numbers that's on the plane, you can check it yourself. It gets you 33, which is the highest rank of Freemasonry and the age we told Jesus died. Yeah, so it's when you learn this knowledge, it's like somebody giving you the answer sheet to the exam. You're 10 steps ahead of it. Like, again, 9/11, 9 plus 11 gets you 20. The US troops leave Afghanistan 20 years later after 9/11. It's not by accident, and people all blame Biden. Biden's a puppet. He was the guy who said on the 14th of April he was going to do so. And the Jesuit order equals 144, like 14-4. The 14th, all by the numbers, mate. Everything is by the numbers, and people don't want to believe it. It's like it's too much to process. It's too much to process.
Well, even something simple like I watched Ronaldo's 2 last goals there, and you're thinking that player looks like he's challenging for the ball. How can they score in these minutes? How can they just get the ball at that end of the field? Yeah. How do they know what time it is? How can they, it's crazy. And
I think it's a combination, mate. I think the top players know, so they'll help with the ritual, and then there'll be organic elements to it. And again, if you're doing this day in, day out, and you're working on the training ground or whatever it may be, I just know like a lot of these deaths are by the numbers, like completely by the numbers. And
So basically, all
the same numbers just keep repeating, where it becomes undeniable. The same ones just appear. Your 6s, your 201s, your 83s. They just keep appearing. Well, it's undeniable. People who just say, "Oh, he's just typing in stuff to get whatever number he wants." You can't do that. You can't just type in whatever you want to get the number you want. It doesn't work like that at all.
So you're basically seeing all these things and are coming up with a pattern, and because that pattern's linked to the Jesuit order, you're saying they're scripting everything, and this is how they do it. Why can't they just own these clubs and just let them play, and whoever wins, wins? Why do you think this scripting...
Number one, a crazy amount of money is involved. But I don't think that's the main reason, because you just print off money. But the money... I think a lot of them are biblical. Again, you got Cristiano like Christ, honestly, and then you got Lionel Messi like the Messiah, and then the top players. I'll give you an example with Messi. His name equals 66. Lionel Messi equals 66. He made his debut for PSG recently. He came on for Neymar after 66 minutes, 66 days after his birthday. The Pfizer vaccine was approved by the FDA 66 days before Bill Gates' 66th birthday. The guy who's been taking vaccines from day one. You learn all this stuff, you see it, you go, okay, that's why they've approved it today, because it's this. And that's why I can call stuff. I've said there's going to be a cyber attack soon, and they're already foreshadowing doing it everywhere. This is Instagram's down. It's like, yeah, because they're going to do a cyber attack, which I said weeks ago. I might not get the exact day, but it's coming.
Well, you predicted it for tomorrow.
Yeah, I said for 9/3 with all the 119s. I've been finding all these 119s, like I said, which is like 9/11 in reverse. Like Rashford, Rashford and Sancho came on for England in the final against Italy to miss the penalties. I did a whole video on that. Well, what time did they bring them on? After 119 minutes. Not 118 or 117 or... You know what? Sancho, Rashford, fast, lightning, could maybe get something on the break when people are tired. If you use your knowledge as a coach, bring the two quick lads on. Right. Sancho can commit players, so can Rashford. Maybe we'll go for a winning goal. No, we'll bring them on with a minute left after 119 minutes to put them through a black shaming ritual with Saka as well, where all three players missed, who were all black. Right. The 19-year-old misses the decisive penalty. COVID-19.
This all serves the greater purpose, though. It might look like a bad thing, but then lots of people defend them, and then all the woke people get stronger in their Black Lives Matters beliefs. So it's like reverse psychology. Then Gareth Southgate today is going to Hungary and saying, "Oh, how will the players react if their crowd are racist?" And he's like, "Oh, we've got our own problems to sort out. We've got racist things," and it's just elevating this whole talk about
Gareth Southgate, the big-nosed prick, is a politician. The guy is a politician. He's not a football coach. He's a politician. Again, he got the captaincy, didn't he? He was a captain at Villa, I think, and Middlesbrough. As soon as he retires, he gets a job in the Premier League. Well, how's that work? Because he's probably a high-ranked member of the order. Simple as that. The guy who hangs out with Prince fucking William.
Right.
Yeah, Prince William. I don't know why he supports Aston Villa, but so does Tom Hanks, and I just did a video on that. Why does Tom Hanks support Villa? There's clearly some ritual to it. Aston Villa, like with Prince William supporting them. Well, I just liked Aston Villa because they were different, and all of my friends supported the really good teams. No, you're supporting Villa because it's a ritual, mate, and I don't know what it is. I know the nickname's the Villains, and these people are fucking villains.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's cognitive dissonance is the problem with a lot of people, is they just can't accept. They can't accept it. They just can't accept it.
John Carroll here saying, what's the significance of the numbers, like saying the players' shirts? Because in the past it was just 1 to 11. So were they scripting it back then? Or
I'll tell you this, like I told you this in the last video, with the penalties. Italy won their first Euros in 53 years. And if you combine the numbers of Rashford, Saka and Sancho, it equaled 53. And in COVID equals 53 in Gematria. But basically what it is, the numbers are significant. The numbers are really significant. That's why you'll see somebody like Buffon with the number 77 shirt. 77 is a huge number. Look, and they're playing in 77, the 77th meridian, all of that stuff. Ronaldo, it seems like 7's a huge number. Like, how many of the top stars? Like at Man United, you had what? Ronaldo, Cantona, Beckham, all these iconic players with the number 7 shirt.
George Best.
Yeah, Georgie Best. Number 10's a huge number. You've got like Messi, Maradona.
Pele.
The Messi Maradona sync is just ridiculous. But 55, Satan, the word Satan equals 55 and 10 in Gematria. You've got to remember these people worship Satan, whether we like it or not, they do. And 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and prime number. So Messi wearing number 10 and Maradona, these two people worship Lucifer, Satan, and Satan equals 55 and 10. Messi, by the way, was born on the dates where Freemasonry was established. It was established June the 24th, 1717, and he was born on June the 24th. And 17, like I said, is the 7th prime. We just had the G7 meeting with all the leaders, the G7 meeting. G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. Call it G7. So that's like 77, what they're doing there. So the letters and the numbers, they're all really significant. Like Michael Jackson said, 1, 2, ABC easy is 1, 2, 3. There's all sorts of songs. I think Slipknot brought out a song like Murder by the Numbers or something.
Yeah.
These had a song called Murder by the Numbers, something like that as well.
I'm thinking of,
so they tell you they how it works. For if they put it out in the universe, then it's like universally accepted. And I told you, more often than not, they do it through animation. The Simpsons and Family Guy and all of that, they put it out there and people just think it's coincidental because they put it out there in a hilarious way. Like you focus more on the comedic joke than actually what they're saying. But when you sit down and study it and you see through the bullshit and you're not laughing, you're like, okay, you break it down and then the gematria can confirm it. But I just want to tell people that it's not just this letters and numbers, this name equals this. It's date duration, because history does repeat itself. There's 19-year moon cycles. That's why COVID was declared a pandemic 19 years after 2001. There's all these major crises. 19 years before that was the Falklands War and the global economic crash. They do all these things in night. That's why it's called COVID-19. Whatever bullshit they feed you in the media, it's just mockery. It's the 19-year cycle. And like Corona, LeBron has the exact same cipher, 4 ciphers, which is really hard to do, as Corona. And what's his nickname? King James, like a crown. And if you look into Kobe, who's massively synced with LeBron, Kobe had, I don't know if he's still alive, probably is, had a giant tattoo on his shoulder. It's mad. It's absolutely crazy to process, but it's going down. It's happening. And whether people like it or not, you can either accept it and believe it and work and grow and see through it, or you can continue to be fooled. It's up to people what they decide to do. I'll say this, it's easier at the beginning to ignore it. The easy option is to just ignore it and go, whatever, and just continue with your everyday life like everything's good. But that's how these motherfuckers get away with everything, because people accept it. And as soon as the majority, or even 20, 30% really see what's going on, these people are done. It's over for them. That's why everything now is Operation Warp Speed. Done. Called it Operation Warp Speed, where he wanted to get everybody vaccinated. All this wild stuff that's going down is because they're losing the power. So they need to distract you with Black Lives Matter, with coronavirus, with COVID passports, professional sport. That's why do you think they put the Euros in 2021? They delayed it. They said it was COVID. Put the Olympics in 2021, all these major events. They want you distracted, and they put everybody in lockdown because the majority will sit on their ass and watch TV and get fed the bullshit. So it's all a master plan that they've done for centuries. It's not something they've come up with in a few years. This is centuries of work. More than that. Since they were established, 1534, they've been growing. And these Masons are everywhere. And you don't expect, like, them to be everywhere. For example, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I think anybody at the highest level in the police force is a super high rank Freemason. Anybody who's the top of a hospital, high rank Freemason. And basically how it works in the system is these people tell the people below them, do this. And if you don't, you're gone. Do this.
Yeah.
Go, I'm telling you, but this doesn't, hey, do this, go. Okay, sir. Okay, officer. Like in the military, they just do as they're told, like robots. So they put these Masons, like every politician's a Mason. Like every single one, and likely a Jesuit, and Catholic, and member of the order. When people say, how did Boris Johnson, how's he running a country? The guy's a dope. Because he has a bloodline, probably high-ranked member of the order. Again, it's 10 Downing Street. Satan equals 10, 55, the 10th triangular and prime number. Why is it 10 Downing Street? Why don't people ask, why 10? Why is it number 10? That's why it's number 10. Because it's Satan equals 10. And if you look at the top of the door, 10 Downing Street, it's got a Masonic sign. The police badges all have Masonic signs. But if you don't understand symbolism, you don't recognize it. Watch when Ronaldo signed with United the first time with Sir Alex Ferguson, Scottish Rite Freemason, Sir Alex. By the way, that guy's a sicko, sick in the head. But they do the Masonic handshake, and one hand behind the back, and then the Masonic handshake. But again, if you don't understand symbolism, I told you this is 666. John Cena's running to the crowd. Everyone in the stadium's doing that. Every time they hit a 3 in basketball, they put it up. I don't know what it does, if it like Satan like loves it or whatever, but symbolism is significant as well. This is not just about numbers, symbolism. And think about commercials, mate. A Super Bowl, it's millions of dollars to have a commercial, yeah, a halftime Super Bowl show, millions of dollars to have your commercial up there. Why? It clearly is programming people. If you're paying that amount of money just to have a 30-second commercial, they're having an impact. And I lived in the US for 6 years. Every commercial is about medicine or fast food. That is it. It's about medicine or fast food. And again, why they're promoting fast food? Why is Coca-Cola and McDonald's sponsoring the Olympics? Stuff that people, I don't need gematria for that. I don't need to use the coding system to ask questions that if you ask these professionals, people say, well, Coca-Cola and McDonald's, they're billion-dollar companies, so they're the only people that could afford to pay the money to... Shut up. Shut up with your bullshit. That's not what it is. They want you eating your big cheeseburger while you're watching these frauds running around the field. And they want to take your money through tickets, merchandise, gambling, whatever it may be. And I'm sick of it, for one. I still gamble because I want money first. And whilst I can, why not do that? You know what I mean? They've robbed me out of so much money. But I would say anybody who's interested in this, it's got to be a hobby. Like for me, I went for breakfast, like I told you at the beginning. I went for breakfast. I put gas in my car because I won a bet. Done. I'm happy with that. I go for dinner tonight from a bet that I won. Done. I'm not trying to buy a new house or get another car or become mega rich because I'm not interested in any of that. But we need money in this. It's a beast system. We live in a beast system. And we have to play along to an extent. But on the other hand, too many of us play along and we feel like we have no choice, but we all have choices. They make you feel like you don't. You can't enter a nightclub now if you don't have your COVID passport. Don't go to nightclubs. Have a fucking party in your house with your friends. You know what I mean? Don't go to a nightclub. That's what they want. And so they're giving you an option. They're not saying like you have to do this. They'll be like, if you don't do this, you're not going to get this. It's like with a kid. Hey, little Jimmy, if you keep doing this, I'm not going to buy you an ice cream. Little Jimmy should say, fuck you. I don't want your shitty ice cream. So yeah, that's why they're giving out donuts. Did I tell you about the donuts? The donut thing that I decoded. So in the US, there's a famous company called Krispy Kreme that sell donuts. It's like $1 billion or $1 million company. And they recently got bought out by a company called Jab Inc. Jab, like the vaccine, Jab. And they're giving out donuts for anybody who's been given the jab. This is the type of sick shit that they do. And it's all fun for them. They're like mocking us. They enjoy it. And I think that's the thing that really rattles me the most is they're mocking us. Billions of people. And they'll lie. So what they'll do, whatever news is getting reported in one country, they'll report something in another country. And I'm in Mexico now. You're in where? Scotland?
Yeah.
If they tell us something's going on in Syria, we don't have a clue. If they say this just happened in Germany and this whatever, we don't truly have a clue what's really going on. So whatever they feed us, we believe. And I always say you got to find your own truth. And in the headlines, they will always put certain words or expressions in quotation marks because they have significant gematria value. That's why they do it. And people say, no, Adam, come on. That's just to make clear they want to focus on that particular word. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not how it works. Because I decode it all the time. The word or expression always has significant value to that particular story. And,
so these people are saying these things on purpose.
Yeah. By the way, all these hurricanes and fires, the worst in history, they manipulate the weather, and it's been proven. Look into HAARP, HAARP. It's a real thing. It's not a conspiracy theory. The US government already said that they used HAARP in Vietnam to make it rain, which helped them win the war. They've said it. They've come out and said it. It's not a conspiracy. So these hurricanes and fires, they're behind a lot of... Some of them, this is where it gets confusing. Some of them will be natural, for sure. But all of these happening on the highest scale now, the worst fires in history, the worst hurricane ever recorded, all happening this same year, this 2021, the Jesuit year, the Jesuit takeover.
So you think this is
so many coincidences.
Culmination of their plan for this year? And what is their plan, to exterminate everyone, or to Georgia Guidestone's number, or what do you think?
Personally, I don't. It's tough talking about this because I don't want to be the guy. There's people who are on YouTube or whatever, and they're fear mongers. I don't want to be the guy that scares people shit scared. I don't want to throw out wild theories, but I will say the Georgia Guidestones is a real thing. Okay, it's in Georgia as far as I'm aware, Atlanta, I think, and they say that they want no more than 500,000 people living.
500 million.
Is it 500 million?
Aye.
Okay, I thought it was 500 million.
Aye.
Which is, and what, there's 7.8 billion now?
So they say.
So if that's what they literally want, then that's a lot. That's a lot of deaths. But I don't want to fearmonger people, but I think it's one or the other. There's two things that are either going down here. These people are so confident that the end game's on its way. That's why there was the Avengers Endgame, they called it. And Thanos, he's the guy who wanted to depopulate everybody. Thanos, I think. I don't really get into Marvel, but as far as I'm aware. And it's one of two things. Either these people are so confident, arrogant, that they know what's going to go down is going to go down, it can't be stopped, or they're scared shitless. They're like cockroaches. They're trying to bring people down with them. As many people down with them as they can, because they know the time's up, the light's being revealed. And there's a lot of people that do see what I see. I'm not the only one. And it's one of two things, but I'm hoping that it's the latter, but I would not be shocked if it's the first one either, because they've planned this for centuries to get to this point, and we're living through it. And there's not one of us that would have ever thought that we would live through anything like this. Like, I know when we studied at school, we're like, oh, that must have been really tough times. Thank God we don't live through that, and likely never will. Well, now we're living through probably something that people have never experienced before with COVID, this global pandemic. Whatever they tell you in the history, they'll say history is his story. So they'll tell you this, and this happened 150 years ago, and none of us were alive to see that it happened, so we just believe it. So you've got to be careful what you believe in, especially when it comes to history. None of us were here to experience it. We didn't witness it. It's tough, mate. But the depopulation, complete control. Complete control. I think there's going to be these cyber attacks. That's going to create new laws with the internet There's going to be new restrictions. They're going to know exactly what you're saying now, exactly what you're purchasing. I know they kind of do already, but I bet they'll have an exact file on you, so there'll be no privacy. You'll be like, okay, Adam Edwards will be a number next to my name. Oh, he said this. All right, well, let's go into his cryptocurrency and take out $100 from him because he's gone against the internet guidelines, and that's an automatic fine. So then people like me and you, or you and I, sorry, if that's the correct grammar, we won't have a voice soon enough. That's another reason why I'm throwing out all this content. Because, again, anyone in the chat, just imagine a world without the internet. How would you do without it? I think long term, it'd be one of the greatest things ever for mankind. Short term, it'd be devastating. I would lose my Patreon, I would lose my YouTube, I won't be able to interact, I won't be able to communicate with my family back home unless I could call them. I know most of the education system now is using the internet, they're using iPads. A lot of jobs, like in offices, need internet. So, again, they've given us it, but they can take this stuff away like that. Just like in the media, they can make you a celebrity, and in one headline, they can destroy you. They can kill you in one headline. That's the power of the media, even if it's false, which it probably is. So I just go day by day. I decode. I try and see through the rituals, see through the numbers, I don't like saying wake people up because we're implying to sleep. Try and make people aware that they are agendas. Agendas are real. Conspiracies are real. A conspiracy is two or more people plotting something, conspiring. The term conspiracy theory was coined by the CIA when JFK was shot. That's where it came from. It never even existed before. So, yeah, calling people conspiracy theorists makes people feel good about themselves, and it shouldn't. It's a really pathetic comment, especially when you consistently predict things right. Like, how is it a conspiracy? Like, I said what would happen, and it happened multiple times. Where is the conspiracy? They can't, then they have no answer, and they walk off and they get angry. It happens so often. They walk off and get pissed off. I'm like, okay, I can see why, because you can't process it. You can't accept it. It's not my problem.
Do you go around in your real life talking to people about this, like in the street?
No, I don't go on the street, but I go in bars. Like occasionally, I like to go to a bar by myself because I like to meet new people. I'm very social, so I'll go sit at a bar, get a drink, and there's always somebody else at the bar, and I'll get started. A few days ago, I went for a drink, and I was speaking to this couple from South Dakota who hate the US and they want to move to Mexico, and I was telling them why they should move here and all the benefits and all of that and how I can help them settle here. And then there was a baseball game on, and I said, watch what happens here. I said, what? I said, watch, this guy's going to get a home run. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, watch. Because I was counting the pitches that the guy was doing, and he hit a home run. He said, how did you do that? And then I went, okay, let's get another drink. And he bought me a few drinks, and he was like, can I have your number? Can I have this? This is this. And I was like, mate, and his wife were loving it as well. Because I was really apprehensive. I was like, listen, I don't really want to talk about this, but why? It's like, because people shut off, and like, we're having a cool conversation prior to that. We're having fun. Like, you don't want to hear all this stuff. It might put a down on you, right? No, we love conspiracies. That's what they said. Like, okay. Like, where do you want me to start? I said, wherever you want. I said, okay. I always start with like Prince, because everybody knows him, and I told you, I would die for you. Use the 21st letter of the alphabet. April's the 4th month. He died on the 21st of April. He said, I would die for you. Keep your songs. And then I start doing all the other stuff that I do. I'll bring up Kobe, bring up Tiger Woods. I'll bring up Princess Diana, COVID, if I know that they're not like really defensive about it. And they go, the eyes, mate, when they're really glued into it, it's like they've seen a ghost.
Right.
But with most people, I'll tell them the first thing, and they go, okay, no, I'm done. It's okay. I'm not interested, but thank you. I'm like, okay, no worries. But when the people want to listen, they'll listen to me for hours, to be honest. So I'll focus on them. I focus on those people, mate. Like when you're a comedian, you're a hilarious guy, if there's 20 people in there and 2 people are booing you, but 18 people are applauding you, focus on the 18 people. Fuck the 2 people booing you.
Yeah, the other way around.
And Yeah, it might be the other way around. But focus on the ones that are like, okay, if you're there, there's 100 people there, and you're doing stand-up, and there's literally only one guy that loves what you're doing. Focus on him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do.
You're making one guy happy.
I've just done the festival for 5 days, and during that, there was people leaving because they were getting triggered, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to happen, and even the ones that stayed, they're still hard for them, but they were a bit more brave, you know.
But you've planted something. You've planted something.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know.
And people will process this information when they're ready, or they never will. There's a big part of me that believes only a certain amount of people will ever process this. And whether we were designed to do it, or we just, our frequencies are different, or whatever it may be, I'm aware that not everybody's going to see this. Especially the older they get. If you're 85 and you've lived through mainstream media bullshit your whole life, you're not suddenly going to be like, wait, my whole life was a bit of a living a lie. I believed all of this.
Yeah. I mean,
the more iconic somebody is, the more iconic they are, the more famous they are, the more wealthy they are, the more of a public eye they are, the higher they are in the fraternities. That's simple. That's why you'll never have you and I ever make it right to the top. Like, you could easily be on like 8 out of 10 Cats or whatever those shows are. You could easily be on that and make people laugh, but you're not a member of the order. And the guy who recently died, the comedian who was a very funny guy,
Sean Locke.
Yeah, I decoded his death. I didn't do a video, but I decoded his death. And again, 81 is the ritual number. It's a big ritual number. Kobe Bryant's full name equals 81. His highest scoring game is 81 points in his 666 game. And they call it 8 out of 10 Cats, which is like 81. Like, why did they call it that? Because there's all ritual behind it. There's an episode, by the way, as well. So Pope Francis became the Pope March the 13th, 2013. So 313 or 13-3. You can write it 13-3. And on an episode with that lock, you know, they have the countdown on 8 out of 10 Cats, I think. Countdown.
I've never actually watched it.
Well, you know what countdown is, yeah? They put these numbers up and words. And basically, the equation was you needed to get 666.
All right.
And his team was on like 133 points, which is when the Pope became the Pope 13-3, and the equation on the same episode. They do this stuff that when you see the numbers, you're like, that's so clear what they're doing.
It's crazy to think these comedians who we kind of like and trust and all that, they're actually involved in this deception.
Yes.
I mean, because I know a lot of comedians who've probably done gigs with Sean Locke, you know, and they've got nothing bad to say about him. But is it really the case of this Sean Locke is right from the get-go, if he's working his way up through the thing, he's like in the gang to start with, and he's just got, I mean, it has to be funny to make people laugh, but some people definitely get more opportunities to progress than others.
I think so. I think in general, there's the bloodline. He's probably a high-ranked Mason, gone through all of the rituals and all of that. But on the other hand, mate, they also get incredibly talented people, and then make them join.
Aye.
And say, right, this is what we're going to give you, but just know this is how it works. You tell anybody how it works, then you're done. They're all born into it. I think the ones at the very, very top, the A-listers, the presidents, they're all born in. Like George Bush, his dad was president. He went to Yale, which is a Skull and Bones. Bill Clinton went to Yale at the same time, the same fucking course, and they both become presidents of the US. It's not a coincidence. Like, both went to Yale at the same time. So obviously the Bush family, like that, they're born into it. They're born into it. George Bush was born into it. He probably knew from a kid he was destined to be the president. But then you get some other people. This is where it's tough. You'll get some people who've worked really hard, incredible talent. Could be a rapper, for example. The rappers, and how many of them get killed off by the numbers? But they have the talent. Put out what you tell them to say. They don't. When they say that they write their own songs, no, they don't. Lennon and McCartney did not write the songs for the Beatles. They had people writing them for them. It's all a lie to make you feel like these guys are God's gift. And
those guys were just puppets, basically.
That's all they were. That's all they were, and they became the world's greatest band. And
in 2 years, they went from playing in Liverpool when nobody knew them to fucking 18 months later, they were officially the biggest band in the world. They had 4 positions all at number 1 in the Great British Chart. 1, 2, 3, and 4, you know, or 5 as well, I think.
Well, have you seen Aleister Crowley's on one of their albums? The guy who worships Satan.
He was going to be on it twice, but they removed one of them because it had an older version, a younger version of him. But in the way, if you fold the album in a certain way, he appears at the top of this pyramid.
At the very top, and the Illuminati is the pyramid with the all-seeing eye at the top. Because it's got levels. Top is like the Society of Jesus, or I don't know, maybe something I don't even know about. And then it goes down. Like the A-list celebrities will be really low down the pyramid, but they have a big impact on the public. So they get rewarded.
Jesuit schools like Terry Wogan, he basically interviewed David Icke, you know, and Terry Wogan went to a Jesuit university, and this time David Icke came out on the tracksuit and, you know, ridiculed him and stuff, and it made it look like, basically he was being cruel to him, but, you know, that was all part of the plan.
But it was intentional. It was intentional that for anybody to have critical thinking skills, that's where the conspiracy theories really pushed. That Icke interview, Icke went on it, and said it before, I did a whole thing on him, a whole video on him. Icke was a professional footballer, got injured. He worked for the Green Party, one of the 4 spokespersons. The Green Party looking to Agenda 21, Agenda 30, where they're pushing climate change and all of that. He was a member of that. He worked for the BBC, which is pure bullshit. Like everything from the BBC, he worked for the BBC. And then he's got these best-selling books. He's selling out tours in all these venues in Wembley. When the Jesuits own all of these, why did they? If he was really a problem, if he was genuinely a problem, he'd be gone. Without a bullet in his head, he would have committed suicide 20 years ago if he was a problem. But David Icke's a woman. David Icke was born a woman. Look at his hips. There's loads of them. That's another thing I want to get into. Most of these A-listers are transgender.
Right. So even
that's a lot to process, but it is. They're transgender.
Gymnasts, really awesome gymnasts, and all these amazing female stars and stuff. A lot of them, like the sprinters and the hurdlers and all that, they're fucking men. You can just tell. They have to put makeup on.
Look at the women UFC fighters. Look at the women tennis players. There's a woman called Jennifer Brady. Google it. Look at the Williams brothers. I always say them.
Right.
There was an article about them from Trans World Sports, which I said Trans World Sports when they were 12 and 13. Trans, like transsexual. Right. And there was a big thing like, what I liked about Serena and Venus's dad was he let them act like little girls. Not little kids. He said little girls. They're not girls, they're blokes. And that's why they dominated tennis for as long as they did. Because they're men who physically are better than women at sports. And if people are going to cry about that comment, then they need to have a word with themselves. Elite men will destroy elite women in sports. That's the way it is. Whether it's football, whether it's rugby, tennis, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And that's why the likes of Venus and Serena just dominated that sport for like 10, 15 years. Serena's still playing. How old is she? 39? Venus is 41? Still playing. Right. Still looks the same. These people still look the same. Like, what is it? I don't know what they're giving these people. They're giving them something. They don't age. These people don't age. Like, Ronaldo's 36. He looks better now than he did 18 years ago.
Aye. Just because he's some guy is making a movie about him just at the right time as well. It was his trainer when he first came to Manchester United, the kit man or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was just saying Ronaldo worked so hard and he was a genius and all this kind of stuff. Basically, just setting it up for this move. It's just quite coincidental, you know. The movie's all just about to get released when he's returning to Man United as the genius, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's so convenient. And you hear in a lot of these interviews, they always say, I sacrificed so much to get here. Because they kill off women. Look into Ronaldo's dad's death. It's insane. They said he died from being an alcoholic.
All right.
They kill these people off being alcoholics, drug addicts,
I asked you to look into the Charlie Watts one. Now, because it's a Stones, you're assuming there's going to be some numbers in there. I did see a picture of Charlie Watts, and he was looking pretty frail recently. So you could easily say, oh, well, it's just a natural death. But when you
But
look
when anybody dies of old age, or like they're over the age of like 60 or whatever, people go, yeah, old people die, Adam, but it's still all coded. It
Yes,
went out on a specific day. I could read the whole code out. It's on my Patreon. I'd have to find it. But again, I do so many decodes. I don't make them all into videos. That was one I didn't actually make as a video. But the decode's so strong. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll get the video done. I know it's late. People might not care. But the death of the first guy from them as well.
Ryan Jones.
Yeah, his was all by the numbers. And then you connect the both, like the
What,
time.
what about, I mean, the Beatles had Pete Sutcliffe, who kind of died before, he was with them in Germany and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was taking pictures, like, they were doing all Masonic handshakes and stuff. This is when they were in Germany with that Pete Sutcliffe. No, was it Pete? Stuart Sutcliffe, not Pete Sutcliffe.
I was going to say, Peter Sutcliffe is a serial killer.
He's a Yorkshire Ripper. It's Stuart Sutcliffe was the guy who was in the Beatles. So there's death there again before they got famous, you know?
Yeah, so they probably all agreed to sacrifice him for fame.
And apparently Paul McCartney, the original one, he's kind of agreed to be the sacrifice. They kind of knew that was coming. And the other Paul McCartney, Billy, he was kind of working with him, ghostwriting the songs up until that point. It was all a planned thing, you know, to switch at that point.
Yeah, it is. It's deep. These agendas are so evil. What it is, mate, is that the majority of people in the world are kind-hearted, nice people. And they can't process such evil. That's the thing. And without sounding like an ass, they watch too many Disney movies where the good guy always wins. So they're being made to believe that the good guy will always save us. However bad it is, you say, no, we won't.
Yeah.
You have to save yourself. And that's what they've done in Disney movies. Walt Disney was a 33-degree Freemason. Look into Disney's Club 33.
Yeah.
Crazy expensive to have a membership. Why is it called Club 33? Because they'll probably tell you, well, Mickey Mouse MM and turn the M sideways gets you 33. Yeah, I wonder why Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and the most Disney characters, because of the double M, which is 33 sideways. Just learn the little stuff that they do. Walt Disney's name. See how they write it and it's all like beautiful? It's got 3 6s in it.
Yeah.
3 6s in his name. How they do it. Like, it's so clear.
Well, so many of the covers of Disney has all got subliminal programming, you know.
Mate, yeah. The front covers of these DVDs.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm not going to get into it, but when you look at it with eyes open, you're like, wait, that's disturbing. Like, you really break it down. Disney movies are really disturbing, but they're really entertaining as well. But again, what do? Disney movies focus on kids, so they get them programmed from a young age.
Yep, I think by a child something like 9 or something that's seen 8,000 deaths or something, you know, something ridiculous just in the Disney movies and all the TV.
No, I know. Yeah, like it's Lion King was about who died in Lion King? That was pretty emotional. Didn't one of the main characters die in Lion King or Bambi or something?
Yeah, I think it's usually the mother that dies. They can find Nemo.
These people truly believe in sacrificing people. It's because God sacrificed his only son. And these people like to play God in this world. They play God, and they often use gematria. They play God through gematria, I think. I don't know how they understand the Kabbalah to it, the magic behind it. Because black magic's very real, guys. Aleister Crowley studied black magic. He was like the king of it. It's very legit. Magic's real. Again, Disney make it seem like magic's just in the movies. Magic's real. Black magic is being used in these rituals. It's probably being used in professional sports as well. Don't know how.
Even the taking the knee is part of it, isn't it?
What's that?
They all take the knee these days. I'm sure that must be part of it.
Yeah, taking the knee. That's very Masonic as well. That's why people took the knee for George Floyd. That was all a big psyop, which I knew from the very, very, very beginning through breaking down his numbers and the time that like he was kneeling on him. People underrate numbers. They underrate the English language. They just completely underrate it because, again, they made math and English super boring at school. Learning about Shakespeare, first man to get the vaccine was called William Shakespeare in Coventry. Again, what pure mockery. And he looked like him.
There's no way a guy from Shakespeare could have wrote those plays. The guy, there's a playwright, an actor called Shakespeare. There's no way he could have wrote those plays, you know.
There's not a chance one guy wrote Hamlet and Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. There's no way. There's no way. There's a massive, massive army of people that are putting together the information, but then they'll make it out to be one person, and they'll make that person a hero, and then we'll learn about this hero, and that's how they do it.
We've got a front man like Elon Musk or whatever in this age, you know.
Again, Musk, the
guy from Amazon. People keep saying, "Oh, I wish I knew the guy from Amazon. We could have been in business together." So that never came from a garage, you can.
No, they all come through garages, don't they? So did Apple. So did Simon Cowell's company. And always get told that these guys had nothing. They had nothing. And when they thought it was all completely done, they came up with this. Like Dwayne Johnson had $7 in his pocket. People talking about $7. And now his company's called something like $7 or $7 production. I don't know what it is, but it's about. So he had no money, despite the fact that his dad was an extremely successful wrestler and probably made decent money. He for sure had money, but they said he had none. Simon Cowell said he was broke. Jim Carrey said he had no money to his name when he was trying to be an actor. Yes, he did. Clearly, Jim Carrey comes through a Jesuit family who were probably multimillionaires. And he's had all these roles in significant movies like The Truman Show that revealed so much. The True Man, it revealed so much. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind revealed so much in that movie. The Mask, because most people in entertainment are wearing a mask. They are pretending to be somebody they are not. And that's what an actor is. They have different roles every movie they have. They're just telling you, I can play multiple roles, and we can play multiple roles. And they do it in real life. But because it's not in the cinemas, people can't be like Biden or whoever. He's playing the role of the stupid idiot. He's probably very intelligent. He's playing that. Trump played the role of the big buffoon, the boisterous buffoon who doesn't give a shit. That was his character. And if you compare it to wrestling, they're all given roles. They're all given a role to play and fulfill in the show. And that's what it is. It's one massive show. It's all a big show, and the people at the very top are playing their role. You're going to be this guy. You're going to behave like this. This is going to be your mannerisms. You're going to have a connection with this. Just know in 2 years, we're going to say this happened to you. Just be aware of that. But don't worry, a few weeks later, people are going to forget about it. That's how it is. They're all part of one club. Like that comedian said, George Carlin, was it? They're all part of one big club and you're not in it or something. Like, he was a member of the Order, no doubt, but at least he was one of them who really revealed genuine truth. Ricky Gervais is a huge member of the Order, but people say, oh, but at the Oscars, he called out all the pedophiles in Hollywood. No, he was allowed. Do you think they'd allow him to do that? You think they'd allow him to do it if they didn't want him to do it? The whole pedophile stuff in Hollywood, yeah, it's probably very true, but it's also another massive distraction from all the other stuff that's going on in the world. So
it's also a kind of mocking, and ritual for them to kind of shame themselves because, that's part of how they're controlled as well,
Yeah, it's shame. They're called shaming rituals. It's part of it. From what I've heard as well, to become like a really high-ranked Freemason, like, I don't know how legit this is, but they'll do these stupid, like, they'll go down and like bark like a dog and get put on a leash and all sorts of weird shit to get to the next stage. So they go through humiliation rituals to really show that they're loyal to the Order.
Yeah.
And they do. They go through rituals. Like, it's part of the process. They're aware of it. They know that if they go through them, there's probably going to be good things that come out of it.
Well, that Philip Schofield, he came out with that gay thing or whatever recently. Yeah. Now he's on this buy a car now or something advert constantly. It's just like he's becoming a figure, and they're using like the rainbow in it and his gayness, because all the cars.
I'm going to look into the rainbow. The rainbow has to be significant. Remember, the rainbow as well has 7 colors. We're told 7 colors. 7 dwarfs. That was Disney's first movie, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. 7. But I don't know, mate. It's just every day there's something that clearly is a ritual every day, and the media, these news anchors, they laugh in your face. They'll laugh in your face. They'll say something like, "This product is up by 666%," and they're smiling when they say it.
Right.
They go, "Wow, 666, wow," and then he's smiling. You're like, it's like they have to get the number out and say it or whatever, and it's just truly disturbing, mate. These people are.
Well, funny you mention that, because I showed them a show yesterday, a news clip of Australian news, and it's for a brief seconds, with 1.5, 2 seconds in between the anchor talking and a news clip starting. They had this thing come up, and it was like a devil worshipping ceremony with an upside down cross. Somebody saying, "Oh, hail Satan," and I'm like, fucking hell.
I saw it. It appeared twice, I think, and the woman seemed genuinely shocked.
Aye.
So I don't know what that is, but yeah, whether Satan's real or not, these people worship him. Simple as that. Whether he's real or not, we don't know, but they worship him. And see a lot of them do this, which is the Baphomet. If you look into the Baphomet, the old mocking tongue, which is what Einstein's most famous photo is, with his tongue stuck out. Jim Carrey did that interview, which I told you about. He came out with that's the Illuminati triangle, and it's the mocking tongue. That's what they do.
What was it, Mark and Mindy? Was it not Mark Colin Austin or something like that? You know?
Yeah,
Robert Williams.
Look into the Baphomet does that.
Aye.
And another thing with tongue, like look at Kiss, the band Kiss.
Oh, aye. Well, the Rolling Stones have got their lips in the tongue as well for their logo.
Yeah, but Kiss would always stick their tongue out.
Aye.
Ozzy Osbourne's tongue was always hanging out. The guy who ate a bat on stage,
Aye.
and then his name's 201. His name's 201, like the Jesuit order.
Aye. I was watching, you mentioned number 10, I was watching a clip from the Rolling Stones, and Mick Jagger, he's always doing this one to the crowd, you know, and the crowd are doing this, and all the time, it's like that, 10, 10, 10.
That's a great, I didn't even think about that, yeah, but again, symbolism.
It's more than just that or that, you know, it's always 10, 10.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point, but I don't know, again, how this symbolism, it clearly affects people, and we're not aware of it. By witnessing the symbolism, that's what this, everywhere you go, there's symbols everywhere. You go outside, there's symbols everywhere, there's numbers everywhere. You just don't process them. They're everywhere. Like now, like every time I drive in and I stop at a stoplight, traffic light, I'm just looking at everybody's number plates, which I never did before. I'm just looking at, oh, wow, that's interesting. I was looking at a police car today. It has the 911 on it, the dialing code, and the number plate was 1101, like 111. And like I said, 9/11 leaves 111 days left in the year. That's in Mexico. It's all these countries are run by the Jesuits. They operate in 112 countries. So we always believe that this and this place are so different because the climate's different and the culture's different and the language is different. But the beast system remains in all of them. The political system is the same in all of them. They're all the people running the show are high-ranked Masons. But people just separate stuff, the borders and stuff.
Yeah.
There'd be no such thing as a border. We live in a universe. They created borders, they created countries, they created capital cities. Again, I told you this, the oceans, it's the same ocean. We've got to give them all these names. Every beach has a different name or whatever maybe. They put labels and names on everything.
Yeah.
As soon as you're born, you get that name, don't you? They own you. As soon as you're born, by the way, they own you. The whole birth certificate thing's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Your parents, two people that basically rent you. That's how it works. They own you. The system owns you from birth. Because we sign. Because everybody does it, it's normal. That's the thing. They normalize things that shouldn't be accepted. And that's what's going on with the vaccine. People, I guess it's up to people whether they get it. But most people say, I'm getting it because I have to get it. Like, no, you don't. But I do. No, you don't. They're just making you feel like you have to get it. And that's what they do with a lot of these things. Really could do with learning law and stuff like that. To find out what they can, because a lot of the stuff, they threaten you, but they don't have anything to back it up.
Well, I've been talking recently about a website, the Sovereign Project, Live, where basically that's how to talk to the police. You remain in control of the conversation, and they're there to serve you. If you let them switch it around, then you're their, slave.
But again, why don't we learn this at school? Why is there not a course that says if you get approached by a policeman, this is how you respond? Why don't we learn about gematria? Why don't we learn about astrology? Why don't we learn about numerology? Why don't we learn about psychology? They don't want us learning about it. They want us dumb.
Should do.
Smart enough, smart enough to do the basic shit, but not smart enough to the point where you actually question things. So they don't like people like me. The system hates people like me. And fuck the system. I get my job in a fantastic school. And I just really didn't want to be part of a governmental institution.
Yeah.
I didn't, even though it was really hard for me to leave. Just don't want to be told what to do, when to do it. Again, it's the bell, like these bells all the time going off. You know what I mean? It's like you just get told what to do, when to do it, when you can have your dinner, when you do this, when you're allowed to go and exercise. At a school, mate, they should be able to have recess or break time 2 or 3 hours of the day. If the day's 8 hours, have them have a recess 3 hours. You know what I mean? Have them out, playing, talking, interacting, keeping fit. No, they get sports, 40 minutes a week? Sit on their ass for the other 8 hours of the day, and then go home and sit on their ass, play video games. So they made us even lazier now. When you're lazy, your brain doesn't work as well as it should be. It's not functioning as well as it should be. So they put you in the state of being a zombie. So you're staring at the screen all the time. That's why, again, they made everything online for like a year.
I need you to talk to my son.
What's that?
I need you to talk to my son.
No, there you go. Again, but what I'll say with that is then I don't have a kid, but then it becomes normalized. So you'll probably speak to your mates and they go, "Oh yeah, my little son Andy, yeah, he plays on it all the time. It's the current generation, you know what I mean? We had this, now they have that. That's how they do it."
Yeah.
It'd be much better if parents sat down and said, "Listen, guys, our kids are going too far here." But I bet if you said that, they'd say, "None of your business how I raise my children. None of your business." No, I'm trying to help you. Just why don't okay, 1 hour a day max, and then you'll appreciate it. Not let them play on it 6 hours. And I've noticed in this world, the more you try and help people by giving them advice, they do that. Who are you to tell me what to? It's like, I'm trying to help you. If you don't want to listen and you don't agree, don't listen. You don't have to get all high and mighty and bitchy about it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm giving you like an alternative solution, but they don't like it. But they like being told what to do when the government tells them. They love that. They'll do that without questioning shit. But when it's the friend or somebody who actually gives a shit about them, who do you think you are? Shut up.
Anyway, man, I think we'll wind up there. There's any news coming out, what you're up to these days, just the Patreon and your YouTube channel as per normal?
I got a coaching company as well. I coach football.
All right.
I'm not doing as much as that as I was in previous years. My day is pretty cool at the moment. I get up 6:30, 7 o'clock because I want to, not because I have to. I go for a run. I make myself breakfast. I'll decode for like 3 hours. And then I can go out. I'll maybe go to the beach, whatever it may be, because everybody's working. So I'll go to the beach. Either I go in the water, I hang out, and I have my phone. So I can check on my Patreon whilst I'm there. I always make sure I respond to people as quick as I can. YouTube, I try and do one video a day. Try and get one video out. And then any other spare time, I like being spontaneous, mate. It's like, okay, I'm going to go, like breakfast today, it wasn't like last night. I was like, okay, I'm going to go for breakfast at 10:30 at this place. Come back because I've got an interview. I was like, okay, I just did Instagram, go out, make sure I get back for the interview. But life's good. I know there's a lot of shit in this world, but I focus on the positive, but I focus on revealing the truth. I don't let it consume me. I don't let it get me down. But I still need to express it, mate. And I'll keep doing it until they get rid of my platform. Goes down. I won't stop doing this. I won't stop doing it. however tiring it is, mate, it's fucking exhausting, by the way. People don't get that. The work that I put in, mate, is mentally exhausting. It's not just throwing a few numbers together. It's exhausting seeing all this stuff and accepting it still. But got to soldier through it, you know what I mean? And trying to...
Well, it's all about the work at the end of the day, and you're certainly putting out good work, and I enjoy keeping up to date with your latest videos, so thanks very much.
Yeah, I love your stuff as well. You're absolutely fucking hilarious. And your gift for rhyming and putting words together, mate, is just a gift. I don't know how you do it. It's like, how does he keep putting these words so perfectly together, but it actually makes sense and it's logical? It's not just words.
Well, you're one of the few people that actually see it, I think, because to be honest, I understand what I'm writing. I think it's quite good.
It's tremendous, and it flows. It's because it's not Eminem and you don't have a beat behind you and the media behind you. Again, if the mainstream wanted to get behind you and really push you as this hilarious guy, make you be at the top. They could do that because you have the talent, but if they really pushed you, got you out, put you on all these shows, do the bullshit canned laughter, if you know what that is, and it's not even real people laughing. And then people laugh. Like when you watch the show like Friends, they'd say something that isn't funny, but because they can laughter, you'd watch people laughing. And I'm like, wait, was that funny? What did I miss there? Like, yeah, it was funny. Like, why? It's just funny. You know what I mean, mate? Keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I appreciate anybody who's listening to this. Could be doing other things, but I'll keep putting out my content. If people are interested, I do have a Patreon. I do have a YouTube. YouTube's free. Patreon's like $5, $5 or $10, depends on what you want. That's like, what's that in England? A $5, £3 or £5 or something like that. I always tell people, try it for a month. Like 1 month, if you don't like it, you cancel it, and it's like the equivalent of a coffee. It's like going to Costa Coffee. Is that what it's called, Costa Coffee?
I believe so. I don't pay much attention to that either.
Oh, it's like a Big Mac meal, and the amount of information and knowledge you'll get, and you'll win money along the way if you like to gamble. You just won't win every single day, but you'll win your money back. Try it for a month. If you don't like it, cancel. It's that simple. And most people who sign up don't cancel. They stay with me for months. So
you're getting the
details.
details.
Follow me on YouTube. The Illusion. Yeah. I'll do a video today. I'll do a decode, and you can watch it and see what you think. See if you enjoy it. If you don't like it, make sure you sub to this guy's channel because he does really good stuff as well. So, yeah, mate, this was a pleasure. I enjoy it. I'm sure if we do it again, I'll have a lot more stuff to talk about because every day there's something new. Let's see what goes down on 9/11 this year. If there's anything major other than Ronaldo's debut.
Ronaldo hat trick, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to score because, by the way, he's got 118 goals for United. His next goals is 119th. He can get it on the 11th of September, 11-9. So he's probably going to score. He'll probably score.
What's that point?
Yeah. I don't know what value there is, but he's probably going to score. And again, notice that he's making his debut when Man United owns 7 points in the league. CR7. No coincidence.
Yep. So there, folks, check him out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Appreciate it. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.